Welcome back to Destination Duna, the series in which I attempt to satisfy the Duna Permanent Outpost Mission Architecture Challenge issued by Sturmstiger in the KSP forums. I'm your host, 3 Martini Lunch, and this is episode 11. Just going to do a little refresher here. We got some stuff going on a little bit later, but I thought I'd show Dread Station and orbit around Ike. I brought all the ships that are around and docked there. Barely got room. Got here at the back, I've got that Pusher 1. You may recall that initially pushed the recon scouts, the Kethane recon scouts to Ike out early on. Over here on the left, we've got the Pusher number 2. This one pushed the space stations, Selene Station and Gia Station around respectively Minmus and Kerbin. Got the truck by 4 in front of that. Over here we've got a truck by 6. We've got the fuel module here. We've got the Quadrupus 2 with another fuel module. I think everybody's full of fuel except the Quadrupus. He had to bring that fuel up. So there we got that. Let's take a look and see what else we've got. Okay, we've got Gia Station. We got a little activity here. We've got the new truck by 6. I believe it's completely full up. We've got a couple of fuel modules. These, yeah, we're looking pretty full on these. I guess I could transfer some fuel around a bit here, but those are basically full. Again, I'd have to just transfer this stuff out of this one, out of Pusher number 3 into those. And of course the core. I never did get around to getting any population up here, but I didn't want to take it out of my budget. Let's go ahead and star wipe over to Selene Station. Not much going on here at Selene Station. Of course, we've got the Quadrupus and the station itself. A little lonely, a little forlorn. Nothing really happening. If you recall, Selene Station services the Selene mining operation. Or not the Selene, the Minmus mining operation. We've got 2 guys down there, I don't know, Bumford and Klutzford, I don't know what their names are, that they go ahead and pull the, all they do is pull the Kerbal attachment system cables over to the fuel modules. So let's, we got one more stop to make. And that would be here at Ares Station. And really nothing going on there. I don't even know if anybody's ever docked at Ares Station before. Anyways, she's all outfitted up. Room for 2, 4, 6 Kerbals and enough food for, well, I don't know, let's see, 2 Kerbals. We got 600, 300 days worth of food for 6 Kerbals. That's a little close considering the launch window frequency. If I did populate this, would be probably with 4 Kerbals. We got some of the Clampatron Junior docking ports on there. Whoop. And of course, the senior normal one is up at their normal locations. It's a standard station. All right. Well, let's check out a problem I've been having. And here is that problem. The supply modules for the eventual folks that are going to be inhabiting Kerbin. Now, if you recall, the habitation module has 3 of these large supply tanks on them. We'll call them with food and oxygen and toilet paper and whatnot. Now, when I built this, I didn't test it, and I've run a number of, we'll say, simulations since then. And they've been hit or miss, mostly miss. Though, by the way, this is one of those great heat shields. I was going to write the guy's name down also. This is where I got the motivation. It starts with the P. He's doing, and he's not doing the Calamity mission. Oh, I don't recall. Maybe it might be the Ares mission. It's like Potpourri or Patuli or Petunia. I don't remember the guy's name. Anyways. So basically, from this Clampatron thing, I've got to contend with. And like I said, I ran a number of simulations, hit or miss, mostly miss. They get down with these 2 modules intact, but there's often explosions. I've also found if they land at a higher altitude, they're more likely to explode, mostly because there's less atmosphere for the parachutes to develop some drag. So, not sure how I'm going to get these down to the surface reliably. Plus, I have a hard time pinpointing where they're going to land. Obviously, all I can do is do some RCS to, reduce their periapsis down to, say, about 10,000 meters, and then, hope for the best. I don't want to say I've gotten pretty good, but I think I might have zeroed in with where it's going to land. I've got a thought I could do the same thing I did with the supply modules for Ike and stick these on the top of the quadrupus. I went into the VAB and effectively rebuilt one of these supply modules, stuck it on the top of the quadrupus, and it's got 2600 delta V, just about 2600. Now my notes say it takes 1300 to land at Duna. So that would be 1,300 land, 1,300 to take off, 2,600 got a little bit less, but I'd be taking off without those modules, so I'd probably be able to do it. I'd like to run, one more simulation, give it one more try, landing on Dune with just these things before I go to that, to those extremes. So, I think with that being said, I'll switch over to post commentary and try to land this thing. So I've set up a maneuver node to bring me down to 10 kilometers or thereabouts. 10,265, close enough. And I'm going to hope for the best. I'm aiming for that crater there. You can see slightly to the left. Well, you could have seen. And we'll pretend that the maneuver node went pretty well. And I hope by now you can see that crater. I'm aiming for the bottom of that, right there in the center of that crater. And, I'm coming down. I'm feeling good. Ooh, a nice shot of Ike there in the background. And I notice this crater, if you go, when I switch to stage view, is not quite as defined. Yeah, it's not quite as defined here as it is defined on the map view. Anyways, I'm coming down kind of low, kind of fast. You can see I'm about 6,000 meters above the surface, 8,000 above sea level. Okay, finally deployed the chutes. But we're still moving pretty fast, 550 meters per second at 4,000 meters altitude. I might want to slow that down. I've got a little RCS. It won't do much, but yeah, come on, you gotta slow it down a little bit. We're coming in too far. Still at 300 meters per second, and those chutes. Oh goodness! Oh my goodness! Okay, well let's play this out. Let's see where this is going, because yeah, the supply modules really weren't designed to be, divided in that particular manner. Oh, it's like a stack of poker chips sliding down, and we got Well, you know what, gentlemen? I'm going to call this a successful supply delivery to Duna. Onto the launch pad, we've got the habitation the gizmo going up, and I tried some cinematic, artistic work here. You can see I'm, we got to go ahead and blast off there, and then we'll drop off those tanks, and then wipe into dropping off the next pair of tanks, and then the gravity turn. Yeah, basically trying to condense whatever a 5-minute launch down at 30 seconds. I think I do pretty well. Let me take a sip of gin here. And here we're going to hear a kerplunk. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. And once again, there we go. Don't think I forgot about the launching stage. We are going to, of course, recycle that into Kerman's atmosphere. And the habitation module, I cut out a lot, again, more in the interest of time than anything else. But that habitation module is going to go ahead and dock with Geostation. It's just going to be ready there for all the other stuff that's coming up. Well, one more launch. Well, you'll see in just a few moments. And here we go, coming up to the dock. They did say a clean dock, nothing special. And you'll see in just a moment my next launch. Back to the VAB to see what I've got launching next. And that is going to be the Lander and Taxi Mark III. It will have the dubious honor of being the last item launched from Kerbin that will arrive at Duna in time to satisfy the challenge. So let's see, a lot going on here. Let's pull the lifter off. Up at the top, we've got the taxi section. This will never be touching the ground. It's merely going to be put on, well, not on one of these, but say a truck by 4, truck by 6, and pushed back and forth between Duna and Kerbin. I hope to have 3 of these ultimately, and again, certainly that's not going to happen within the scope of the 1,000-day challenge, but in the long run, I can see that happening. Then we've got the Lander vehicle. It's coming in 1961 meters per second Delta V. Rumor has it it's 1,300 meters per second to take off from Duna. And if you recall, I forgot a couple of thousand feet altitude, so I can be a little sloppy on the takeoff and call that 1,300. Well, it was me 600 and so for landing. I've got 3 drogue chutes and then 6, is it 6? Yeah, 6 regular radial mounted chutes. And I'm hoping that'll be enough. This Lander has not been tested, by the way. It's going in green. You notice I come in a little bit heavy on the launch there, 25.5. I'm going to dump, I figured I can dump 10% of the fuel from each of these 3 engines that can refuel, probably in Duna orbit. I don't know if I want to push all. I could probably empty this all the way out. In fact, I might even think about doing that. Empty these completely. Well, I'd like to have something to dock with. I'll probably just dump 10% of the fuel out of there. And then, of course, the trusty Pony 25 to push it all up into orbit. So let's see what this puppy's going to weigh. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. This is going to be taking Kerbals to Duna. So let's see who it's taking. Let's see. Well, naturally, and they're going into the taxi here, so we'll have Jab and Bill. They'll bunk together, and then Bob. And I like Hudke. He looks pretty like a pretty good guy. He's an up and comer, and he'll go ahead and bunk with Bob. Sorry, Scene Rim, you're not gonna be coming with us. Anyways, let me get some stabilitrons on there. And you can see I've got a total weight of 178.87. That's going to come down 0.5, so I'll have to be 178.37 rather on the launch pad. So that shouldn't be much of a problem. So and I've got nothing else to do. I've got 49 days I think till the next launch window. So I'll go ahead and get this thing on the launch pad and zoom ahead in time a bit and get this puppy launched. I'll see you there. And here we are on the launch pad, launching up. Now you notice those Kerbals I put in there aren't there. After I showed you the ship in the VAB, specifically the well, it doesn't matter. I went back and made some change to it. I don't know what it is. I forgot to put the Kerbals back in. But the challenge specifies we got some kind of single stage to orbit or space shuttle or something. I can get Kerbals into orbit for free, so I'll just go ahead and grab some later. I go through the edits rather rapidly here. The video's getting a little long, and I'm just trying to edit out as much as possible. I hope it doesn't come across as disjointed. You see that there, I just separated the last of the lifter and deorbited that. Afterwards, I got the Lander and Taxi into within about 100 meters of Gia Station and sent Pusher 3 out to get it. And that's the one with the 2 LVN atomic rocket engines on it. Not to get it, but to rendezvous with it to top off the fuel. I figured it was the best choice out of what I had there. And once again, docking goes very, very smoothly. Got pretty good at the docking as it throughout this challenge. A lot of it going on. Afterwards, switch over to the truck by 6, and again, we're basically just assembling the ship for eventual ejection. So it backs away and heads on over to the lander and taxi. Now I've got the I come in from the rear here so that the engines on the lander are pointing the same way. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using those for propulsion during the trip. They're not as efficient, but they do offer a bit more, a bit more delta V. Anyways, get everything docked up and top off the various fuels. And there we go, fuel's topped off, and you can see. Oh, yep, we're going to go ahead and separate the... oh, hold on. Oh, I forgot to turn off Smart Ass. And I want to point towards the target, which is the space station. So I take a few seconds to square that all away. And I figure out what the heck. Might as well just keep on going. Well, as you can see, that's the ship, I think. Oh, no, it's not complete yet. I still got to put the habitat thingy on there. So I think I'm just going to get in a little bit closer to the station. There we go. And switch over and take the I really got to come up with an official name for this. The Duna habitat thing. Yeah, that works. Anyway, so it's going to go ahead and rendezvous and complete the spaceship. Eventually. There we go, docking up. And come on, get up there. Get another hassle-free dock with all this good. And there. Now we've got the completed ship. You can see it's got 3883 meters per second at delta V. More than enough to get to Duna. So we got no problems there. Anyways, I said I was going to shuttle up some turbines to populate the taxi portion, and there they go. So that's going to do it for episode 11. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I want to thank y'all. I'm up to 8 subscribers, and I think nearly 500 views on my various videos. I'm very proud of it, and I want to thank you very much. And I guess that's it. Good night, everybody. And YouTube, Mrs. Miller.